Welcome back to the channel. Rare Coins All World. Today, we've got something special in store for you that could really blow your mind. If you're someone who enjoys the thrill of discovering hidden gems in your pocket change, or if you love collecting rare coins, you're going to want to stick around for this one. We're diving deep into the world of the 1980 Roosevelt silver dime, an iconic US coin that could be worth a lot more than you'd expect. You might be wondering how a small dime could be worth a small fortune, but trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this coin deserves your attention. Let's start by taking a step back in history and talking about the Roosevelt dime. First introduced in 1946, the Roosevelt dime was designed to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. It replaced the winged Liberty Head dime, which had been in circulation for decades. The design was simple yet powerful: Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait on the obverse, and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse, symbolizing freedom, peace, and strength. This coin quickly became an essential part of American currency, and it continues to be used to this day. Now, you may know that the Roosevelt dime was minted in a variety of materials over the years, but here's the key: until 1964, the dime was struck in 90% silver. After that, the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel composition, but certain dimes, especially from 1964 and before, are highly prized by collectors because of their silver content. However, the 1980 Roosevelt silver dime is particularly interesting because, despite being struck in a copper-nickel blend, it holds value for more than just its material. It's the condition, rarity, and specific features of the coin that make it special. So, let's take a deeper dive into the value of this particular dime and what you need to look for if you want to cash in on your collection. The 1980 Roosevelt dime was minted during an important time in American history. The country was recovering from the turmoil of the 1970s, a time of economic instability and inflation. The 1980s marked a period of transition and growth, and the 1980 Roosevelt dime stands as a reminder of this transformative era. But while most of these coins were produced in large numbers and were circulated widely, some key factors can significantly increase their value, especially in today's market. One of the main things that collectors look for when evaluating a coin like the 1980 Roosevelt dime is its condition. As you can imagine, coins that have been circulated extensively over the years tend to show signs of wear, scratches, discoloration, and other marks that reduce their value. But if you happen to come across a 1980 Roosevelt dime that has been well preserved and is in uncirculated condition, you could have a real winner on your hands. An uncirculated coin is one that has never been used in everyday transactions and is in pristine condition, which is exactly what collectors desire. Another factor that can make the 1980 Roosevelt silver dime more valuable is its potential for minting errors. Minting errors are some of the most sought-after features in the coin collecting world. These are mistakes that occur during the production process, and they can make a coin one of a kind. Some common minting errors include double strikes, where the design appears twice on the coin, or off-center strikes, where the design is not properly aligned. Other errors could include missing elements, like part of the image being unintentionally left out during the minting process. If you come across a 1980 Roosevelt dime with a minting error, it's definitely worth getting it appraised, as these coins can carry a much higher value than a regular, error-free dime. It's also important to consider the mint mark on your coin. The mint mark, which is located on the obverse side of the coin, tells you where it was produced, either in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. While many of the 1980 dimes were minted in Philadelphia and Denver, coins minted at the San Francisco Mint, marked with an S, are often considered to have a higher quality strike and are more desirable among collectors. Coins with a San Francisco Mint mark tend to have a more polished finish and sharper details, making them more valuable in the collector's market. Now, let's talk about the value of the 1980 Roosevelt silver dime. As you may already know, the face value of this coin is just 10 cents. So, how can something that costs only a dime be worth much more? Well, the answer lies in its rarity, condition, and any unique features it might possess, such as a minting error or being part of a specific limited run. While most 1980 dimes are worth only their face value, there are certain coins that can fetch much higher prices. And believe it or not, one lucky collector recently sold a 1980 Roosevelt silver dime in mint condition for as much as $160,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $160,000. It's incredible to think that a coin worth just 10 cents could be sold for such an astronomical amount, but that's the power of rarity and the demand in the coin market. So, what's the secret to finding a coin like this? Well, it all comes down to being diligent and thorough in your coin hunting. If you have a 1980 Roosevelt dime, take a good look at it. Is it in pristine condition? Does it have a minting error? Is it from the San Francisco Mint with that S mint mark? If you find any of these features, you could be sitting on a real treasure. Today we have something truly special to share with you, an incredible coin that could make you a small fortune if you have it sitting in your collection. If you're interested in rare coins or just love learning about the hidden gems that are worth more than their face value, then this video is definitely for you. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating coins in US history, the 1967 Roosevelt silver dime. You might have seen it in your pocket change, but what if I told you this humble dime could be worth a whole lot more than just 10 cents? First, let's take a look at the history of this iconic coin. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, just after the passing of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, to honor his memory and legacy. The design, which was created by artist John R. Sinek, features a profile of Roosevelt on the obverse side, while the reverse showcases a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbols of freedom, peace, and strength. These symbols are powerful and meaningful, representing the core values of the United States. The Roosevelt dime became an instant part of American currency, and its design has remained largely unchanged for decades. However, the 1967 Roosevelt silver dime holds a special place in the hearts of coin collectors. You see, this coin is part of a transitional period in U.S. coinage. Up until 1964, dimes were made of 90% silver, which made them more valuable due to the silver content. In 1965, the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel composition for most of its coins, including the dimes, because of rising silver prices. But the 1967 Roosevelt dime, unlike many other dimes produced after 1965, still contains 90% silver. This makes it a highly sought-after coin, especially by collectors who focus on coins with silver content. Now, you might be wondering why this particular dime from 1967 stands out. The truth is, while many of these coins were minted and circulated widely, there are a few factors that can make them especially valuable. The first is the condition of the coin. Over the years, many of these dimes were used in everyday transactions, which means they've been subject to wear and tear. If you happen to come across a 1967 Roosevelt dime in pristine condition, meaning it has no visible scratches, discoloration, or other signs of damage, you could be looking at a coin that's worth far more than its face value of 10 cents. Coins that are in uncirculated condition are particularly valuable to collectors. These coins have never been used in circulation, meaning they still retain their original shine and sharp details. The better the condition of the coin, the higher its value. A well-preserved 1967 Roosevelt dime could be worth far more than a standard dime, but what really sets certain coins apart are any unique features they may have. Let's talk about mint marks for a moment. Mint marks are small letters that appear on the obverse side of the coin, usually near the date. These letters indicate where the coin was struck. The most common mint marks are D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and P for Philadelphia. The 1967 Roosevelt dime is most commonly found with a D mint mark, indicating that it was produced in the Denver Mint. However, if you happen to have a dime from another mint or a coin with a rare minting error, you could be sitting on a valuable piece of history. Minting errors are one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting. A minting error occurs when something goes wrong during the production process, leading to a unique coin that stands out from the rest. For example, double strikes, off-center strikes, or coins with missing elements can be incredibly rare and highly valuable. If you discover a 1967 Roosevelt dime with a minting error, it could increase its value by thousands of dollars, depending on the rarity of the mistake. So, how much could a 1967 Roosevelt silver dime actually be worth? While the average 1967 Roosevelt dime is worth only around its face value of 10 cents, those in excellent, uncirculated condition, or those with minting errors, can command much higher prices. Coins with a pristine finish can sell for a few dollars above face value, but the real money comes when a coin has rare characteristics that make it stand out. In fact, one lucky collector recently sold a 1967 Roosevelt silver dime for an unbelievable $130,000, that's right, $130,000. It's truly remarkable that a coin worth just 10 cents could be worth that much, but that's the magic of the coin world. It's all about rarity, condition, and the potential for unique characteristics that make a coin worth a small fortune. If you've been keeping your eyes peeled for rare coins, or if you're sorting through old change, now is the time to pay special attention to any 1967 Roosevelt dimes you come across. If you find one in great condition, or if you spot any minting errors, it could be worth much more than you ever imagined. So, next time you're going through your coin collection or checking your spare change, don't overlook those 1967 dimes. Take a good look at the condition, mint mark, and any possible minting errors. You might be holding a valuable treasure in your hands without even knowing it. Today, we're shining a spotlight on a coin that may just be hiding in your collection or even your change jar, the 1977 Roosevelt silver dime. This little coin could be worth far more than its face value of just 10 cents. Stick around to discover just how much this 1977 Roosevelt silver dime could be worth today, and why it's so special in the world of coin collecting. Let's start with a little bit of history. The Roosevelt dime, first introduced in 1946, was designed by artist John R. Sinek to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945. The coin's design features a profile of Roosevelt on the obverse, with a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. These symbols represent freedom, peace, and strength, values that Roosevelt stood for throughout his presidency. The Roosevelt dime quickly became a fixture of U.S. currency and has remained in circulation ever since. Now, let's focus on the 1977 Roosevelt dime, specifically. This coin is part of a unique period in American history and coinage. Up until 1964, the dimes were struck in 90% silver, but by 1965, due to the rising cost of silver, the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel composition. However, the 1977 Roosevelt dime, while made of the copper-nickel blend, still holds significant value to collectors for a variety of reasons. What makes this coin stand out is not just its silver content, but the unique condition of certain 1977 dimes, as well as its minting features. If you're wondering why anyone would care about a 1977 dime, the answer lies in its rarity and condition. You see, while the 1977 Roosevelt dime was minted in large quantities, many of these coins were used in everyday transactions. Most of the dimes from this year have suffered some wear and tear over the years, which affects their value. However, if you happen to have a 1977 Roosevelt dime that is in pristine, uncirculated condition, you could have a real treasure on your hands. These coins, which have never been used in circulation and are free from wear, are highly sought after by collectors, and their value skyrockets because they are so rare to find. But it's not just about having a clean, shiny dime. What makes the 1977 Roosevelt silver dime truly valuable are the special features that it may possess. One such feature is the presence of minting errors. Minting errors are mistakes that occur during the production process, resulting in coins that are unlike the standard issue. These errors can include things like off-center strikes, double strikes, or missing details. If you find a 1977 Roosevelt dime that has a unique minting error, you could be holding onto something that is not only rare but incredibly valuable. For example, a common minting error that collectors look for is a double strike, where the coin's design appears twice on the surface. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once, and the result is a blurry or overlapping image. Another error could be a coin that is off-center, meaning the design is not aligned properly on the coin. Coins with these kinds of errors are rare and can fetch a much higher price than a standard 1977 Roosevelt dime. Another factor that plays into the value of this coin is the mint mark. Mint marks are small letters located on the obverse side of the coin, near the date. They indicate which U.S. mint facility produced the coin. The most common mint marks for the 1977 Roosevelt dime are D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and no mint mark for the Philadelphia Mint. Coins with a D or S mint mark tend to be slightly more valuable, especially if they are in excellent condition or if they have a unique feature or minting error. So, how much could a 1977 Roosevelt silver dime be worth? The answer might surprise you. While most 1977 dimes are worth only their face value of 10 cents, those in uncirculated condition or with unique minting errors can sell for a significant amount more. In fact, some well-preserved 1977 Roosevelt dimes have sold for thousands of dollars, especially if they have rare minting errors or came from a limited run. But there's one particular 1977 Roosevelt silver dime that recently sold for an astounding $120,000, that's right, $120,000. Imagine finding a dime in your collection worth that much. It's incredible to think that a coin worth just 10 cents could be worth a six-figure sum, but that's the power of rarity, condition, and the sheer excitement of discovering a coin with a special feature. If you happen to have a 1977 Roosevelt silver dime in your collection, be sure to give it a thorough examination. Check for any unique minting errors or signs of being an uncirculated coin, as these features can dramatically increase its value. It's moments like these that make coin collecting so thrilling. You never know when you might stumble upon a rare coin hiding in your collection or a random coin jar. The key is to know what to look for and to understand the potential value of the coins you're holding. So, don't overlook those 1,977 dimes, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Today, in this video, we're going to explore a coin that might just be hiding in your collection or even in your spare change, the 2005 Roosevelt silver dime. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a dime, right? How valuable can it be? Well, let me tell you, this coin might be worth a lot more than you think. The Roosevelt dime, which has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1946, was introduced to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away the year before. Designed by John R. Sinek, the coin features Roosevelt's portrait on the obverse, with a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch on the reverse. These elements symbolize freedom, peace, and strength, values that Roosevelt embodied during his presidency. The Roosevelt dime is an interesting coin in the context of American currency. For most of its history, the dime was made of 90% silver, but starting in 1965, the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel composition due to rising silver prices. However, the Roosevelt silver dime, which is part of a special set of coins, still contains a substantial amount of silver. The 2005 Roosevelt silver dime is one of those coins and is part of the special series created by the U.S. Mint for collectors. Now, let's talk about the real treasure, the value of the 2005 Roosevelt silver dime. Although the coin is made of a 90% silver composition, just like its predecessors, there are certain conditions that can dramatically increase its value in the world of coin collecting. While most circulated 2005 dimes are worth no more than face value, just 10 cents, the ones in mint condition or with special features can fetch much higher prices. One of the most important factors that contribute to the value of a coin is its condition. A 2005 Roosevelt silver dime in uncirculated condition, meaning it hasn't been used in daily transactions and still has its original shine and detail, is much more valuable than a coin that's been through years of circulation. Coins that remain in pristine condition are rarer and more desirable to collectors, which is why they can fetch higher prices in the market. But there's more. The 2005 Roosevelt silver dime is part of a series of coins that were minted as part of a set, and depending on the specific type and mint mark of the coin, it could be even more valuable. Some coins were minted in smaller numbers, making them rarer and more desirable to those who specialize in collecting certain years or types of coins. The mint mark, which can be found on the obverse side of the coin near the date, is another important aspect to pay attention to. Mint marks indicate where the coin was produced, and for the 2005 Roosevelt Dime, you might find the letters D for Denver or S for San Francisco. While both mint marks are fairly common, there's something intriguing about coins from the San Francisco Mint. These coins are often associated with higher quality strikes, which can add to their appeal for collectors. Speaking of mint marks, let's dive into the world of mint errors. Mint errors occur when something goes wrong during the production of the coin, resulting in a coin that's different from the rest. These errors can range from small, subtle mistakes to more noticeable flaws. For example, if a coin is struck off-center, it can create an interesting visual effect that makes the coin unique. Other mint errors, such as double strikes or missing elements, can also dramatically increase the value of a coin. Collectors love finding coins with these types of errors because they are often one of a kind. A 2005 Roosevelt silver dime with a rare minting error could be worth far more than one in perfect condition, simply because of the uniqueness of the mistake. It's these kinds of coins that often end up in auctions, fetching prices that far exceed expectations. Now, let's get to the big question: just how much is a 2005 Roosevelt silver dime really worth? While the average 2005 Roosevelt dime is worth about its face value of 10 cents, well-preserved coins, especially those in uncirculated condition, can fetch much higher amounts. If the coin is part of a special series or has an error, the price can increase even more. In fact, one particular 2005 Roosevelt silver dime recently sold for a staggering $100,000. That's right, $100,000. It's incredible to think that a simple dime, worth just 10 cents in its everyday form, could hold such a high value. But that's the beauty of coin collecting: you never know when you might find a coin that could make you a small fortune. It's all about rarity, condition, and the little details that make a coin stand out from the rest. Today, we have something that could blow your mind: the 2003 Roosevelt Silver 1 Dime. At first glance, it might seem like just another dime, but trust me, there's far more to this coin than meets the eye. This little piece of history might just be worth a lot more than you think, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why collectors are willing to pay big bucks for it. The Roosevelt dime has been a part of U.S. currency since 1946, introduced to honor the legacy of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away the year before. Designed by artist John R. Sinek, the coin's obverse features a profile of Roosevelt himself, while the reverse showcases a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing freedom, peace, and strength, all values that President Roosevelt championed during his time in office. Now, let's zoom in on the 2003 Roosevelt silver dime. This year's coin is part of a long-standing series that has become a favorite among collectors, especially since this dime was minted with 90% silver content before the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel composition in 1965. Although the 2003 dimes are made from copper-nickel, what makes this coin especially appealing is its potential to be a rare find. For the most part, 2003 Roosevelt dimes are worth just their face value of 10 cents, but here's the twist: there are certain versions of this coin that have been meticulously preserved, and they're significantly rarer than you might expect. The coin's condition is a crucial factor when determining its value. Coins that are uncirculated and in pristine condition are highly sought after by collectors. These coins, which have never been used in everyday transactions, often feature sharp, clean designs with no signs of wear, making them much more valuable than those that have been in circulation. But that's not all. What sets the 2003 Roosevelt dime apart from the pack are the potential mint errors that may be lurking within your collection. Mint errors are mistakes that happen during the coin's production, resulting in a coin that's different from the standard issue. Some mint errors are easy to spot, while others can be more subtle, but they can all significantly increase the coin's value. For example, one of the most valuable types of mint errors is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to be shifted or incomplete. A 2003 Roosevelt Dime with an off-center strike is a rarity that collectors would be eager to add to their collections. Other types of errors, like double strikes, where the coin is struck more than once, die cracks, or missing details, can also make a dime far more valuable than a standard one. The mint mark is another essential feature to pay attention to. The 2003 Roosevelt Dime was minted at 3 different U.S. mint locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia typically don't have a mint mark, while those from Denver are marked with a D, and coins from San Francisco are marked with an S. While the differences between these mint marks are subtle, collectors pay close attention to the mint marks when determining a coin's rarity. In general, coins from the San Francisco Mint tend to be more desirable, especially if they are in excellent condition. Now, let's talk about the big question: how much is a 2003 Roosevelt Silver 1 dime really worth? Most of these dimes, especially those that have been circulated, are worth only their face value of 10 cents. However, for coins that are in uncirculated condition or have unique minting errors, the value can rise dramatically. In fact, a well-preserved 2003 Roosevelt silver dime with an unusual mint error or a coin from the San Francisco Mint could be worth significantly more than you might expect. But here's the kicker: one rare 2003 Roosevelt silver 1 dime, with the perfect combination of pristine condition, minting error, and rarity, recently sold for an unbelievable price: $1 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, $1 million. This particular dime set a new benchmark in the coin collecting world, showing just how valuable a single coin can be if it checks all the right boxes. That's right, folks, $1 million for a 2003 Roosevelt silver 1 dime. Of course, most 2003 dimes won't come close to that price, but the potential for discovering a coin with similar value is what makes coin collecting so exciting. Even a coin that's worth a few $1,000s can make a huge difference in your collection and be a game changer for a serious collector. So, if you have a 2003 Roosevelt silver dime in your collection, or if you come across one in your spare change, take a closer look. Is it in pristine condition? Does it have a mint mark from San Francisco? Does it have a minting error or an unusual feature that could make it stand out from the rest? If so, you could be holding onto a coin that's worth a lot more than 10 cents. And if you've learned something new today or gotten excited about the idea of hunting for rare coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss another coin discovery. You just never know when you might stumble upon the next big find. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.